Hello dear students, welcome back in class 10th biology. Students, I hope that you all are well. Today in continuation of chapter 8, how do organisms reproduce, we will study in detail about human reproductive system. In this lecture, we will study about puberty, male reproductive system, female reproductive system, fertilization in human female, menstruation, reproductive health, and contraceptive methods. Students, all of us know that as we grow older, many changes occur in our body. We notice that our height has increased continuously from early age till now. We acquire teeth, even we lose the old ones, so-called milk teeth, and acquire new ones. All of these are the changes that can be grouped under the general process of growth in which the body becomes larger. But in early teenage years, a whole new set of changes occur that cannot be explained simply as body enlargement. Instead, the appearance of the body changes, body proportions change, new features appear, and so do new sensations. This is the transitional stage between childhood and adulthood. This stage is called adolescence. This is the stage of physical and mental human development. It is the time of rapid development of growing towards sexual maturity, discovering more about one's self, and recognizing and defining personal values. So, the period of adolescence during which the reproductive organs become functional and a boy and a girl attains sexual maturity is called puberty. Reproductive organs or sex organs or gonads get mature and become functional. They start producing gametes and secrete sex hormones. For example, testes in human males produce male gametes, that are sperms, and secrete male sex hormones, for example, testosterone. Ovaries in females produce female gametes, that is ovum, and secrete female sex hormone, that are estrogen and progesterone. Puberty occurs in girls at the age of 10 to 12 years and in boys at the age of 13 to 15 years. Let us see what are the various changes that can be seen in girls and boys at the time of puberty. The secondary sexual characters appear in boys at the time of puberty are development of beard and mustache, thinner hair growth on chest, legs and arms, appearance of thick hair in armpits and the genital area between thighs called pubic hair, deepening of voice, broadening of chest, oily skin and development of pimples. In the same way, the various secondary sexual characters appear in girls during puberty, for example, development of breast, due to development of mammary glands, beginning of menstrual cycle, broadening of hips due to deposition of fats, development of pubic hair as well as hair in armpits, oily skin and development of pimples. Students, all of these changes take place slowly over a period of months and years. They do not happen all at the same time in one person, nor do they happen at an exact age. In some people, they happen early and quickly, while in others, they can happen slowly. Also, each change does not become complete quickly. For example, thick hair on the face in boys appears as a few scattered hairs first, and only slowly and slowly does the growth begin to become uniform and they form beard and mustache. So all of these changes are the aspects of sexual maturation of the body. Now the question arises, why does the body show sexual maturation at this age? Students, we have talked about the need for specialized cell types, for example, sperm and ova in multicellular bodies to carry out specialized function, that is reproduction. So the creation of germ cells in gonads or sex organs to participate in sexual reproduction is very specialized function in the multicellular sexually matured organisms. Now students, let us learn about human reproductive system, which involves male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Let us first discuss about human male reproductive system. Human male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, a pair of vas deferens or sperm duct, a pair of seminal vesicles, a prostate gland, a pair of Cooper's gland, urethra and penis. Students, look at this diagram. This is the diagram of human male reproductive system. It consists of a pair of oval shaped testes. Testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in the loose fold of skin called scrotum. The temperature of scrotum remains 1 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than the body temperature, which is suitable and necessary for the formation of sperms. So it acts as thermoregulator. Testes are the primary sex organs of males that produce sperm and secrete testosterone. This is epididymis. It is highly coiled structure and lies closely to the testes of its side in the scrotal sac. Epididymis nourish and store the sperm and serve the passage for the sperm from testes to these tubular structures called vas deferens or sperm duct. These are the structures that carry the sperm from testes to urethra and from urethra through penis outside the male reproductive system or male body. These sperm duct or vas deferens are joined to a pair of glands called seminal vesicle. These seminal vesicles secrete an alkaline fluid in which sperms are mixed, and this mixture of sperm and this alkaline fluid is called semen that nourishes the sperm. Both vas deferens open into this common ejaculatory duct. This ejaculatory duct transverses through another gland, that is prostate gland. It is only one prostate gland in number through which this ejaculatory duct transverses and open into urethra. This prostate gland also secretes alkaline fluid and adds to semen that helps in the easy transportation of sperm. Then alongside this ejaculatory duct which opens into urethra, there is present another pair of glands called bulbourethral gland or Cooper's glands that also secrete alkaline fluid into semen. Then vas deferens open into urethra through this ejaculatory duct. This urethra is the common passage of urine and sperm in human males. The distal part of this urethra passes through penis and open outside. So this is the structure of male reproductive system. Let us see what you have studied with the help of the diagram about human male reproductive system. One is location of testes. Testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotum. It is very important question from examination point of view. Where are testes located and why? Testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotum because sperm formation requires a lower body temperature, that is 1 to 3 degrees Celsius below that of the normal body temperature. That is why it acts as thermoregulator. What are the What is the role of testes? Testes produce male gametes called sperms. Testes also produce male sex hormone, that is testosterone. Let us see what is the role of testosterone once again. It is the male sex hormone secreted by testes. It regulates the formation of sperm and provides sexual maturity in males. It brings about various secondary sexual characters at puberty in males, like appearance of beard and mustaches. Then you have seen vas deferens or sperm duct, which connect testes to urethra. Then you have seen urethra. Again, there is one important question, that what is the function of urethra? It is a common passage for both sperms and urine in the human males, but both are passed out from the human body at the different timings. Means when the sperms are released, urine is not passed out, and when urine is passed out, sperms are not released. Students, let us revise the role of seminal vesicles and prostate gland. You have seen the pair of seminal vesicles and a single prostate gland in the diagram of male reproductive system. Seminal vesicles and prostate gland present in the male reproductive system secrete an alkaline fluid in which sperms are mixed. This mixture is called semen. It makes the transportation of sperm easier and also provides nutrition to the sperms. Look at this diagram. This is the structure of sperm. Sperm consists of head, neck, middle piece and tail part. Head part contains genetic material. Tip of the head is called acrosome, that contains some lysozymal enzymes that help it to penetrate the female ovum for fertilization. Middle piece contains mitochondria which provide energy for the movement of the sperm, and this tail helps the sperm to move towards female gamete, that is egg cell or ovum inside the female reproductive tract for fertilization. Now students, let us learn about human female reproductive system. It consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviduct or fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix and vagina. These are the pair of ovaries located in abdominal cavity. These are attached to uterine wall through this ovarian ligament. Ovaries produce ovum every month alternatively. When a girl child is born, her ovaries contain thousands of immature eggs or follicles. After puberty, a few immature eggs begin to mature every month of 28 days, but only one reaches the maturity alternately in the two ovaries. Ovaries also act as endocrine glands as they secrete female sex hormone like estrogen and progesterone. Then ovum is carried from the ovaries into this fallopian tube by these structure called fimbriae. They carry the ovum from ovaries into the fallopian tube. It is the long muscular tube carrying the egg from the ovary to the uterus. This fallopian tube is the site of fertilization. In the initial part of oviduct, the fertilization, that is fusion between male gamete and female gamete, that is sperm and ovum, takes place. So it is the site of fallopian tube is the site of fertilization in human female reproductive system. This is uterus. It is an elastic bag or pear-shaped muscular structure unite with the ovaries through fallopian tube or oviducts. It opens into vagina through this cervix. Cervix is the narrow passage which opens into vagina. Vagina is the tubular structure and the site of receiving the sperms for fertilization at the time of sexual intercourse. It also acts as birth canal during the childbirth. It is the opening through which Unfertilized egg is removed and also acts as passage for menstrual flow. Now let us see the process of fertilization in human females and see what changes occur in the body of human females if egg is fertilized. The sperms from male body enters the vagina in the female reproductive tract during sexual intercourse. They travel upward and reach the oviduct where they come in contact with the egg. One sperm out of 200 to 300 millions fertilizes the egg in oviduct and form the zygote, a fertilized egg cell. This process is called fertilization, which takes place in the initial part of this oviduct. You can see how out of number of millions of sperms, only one will get a chance to enter the female egg cell or ovum and fertilize it to form zygote. This process is called fertilization and it takes place in the initial part of oviduct. The fertilized egg cell called zygote divides and redivides over a couple of days after fertilization and forms a cluster of cells. This cluster of cells travels towards uterus. It grows to form embryo. The uterus also prepares itself every month to receive and nourish the embryo. The lining of the uterus thickens and becomes fleshy due to rich supply of blood to nourish the growing embryo. This is called endometrium. This embryo gets attached to the lining of uterus. This process is called implantation. You can see from this diagram how this embryo gets embedded in the lining of uterus, and this process is known as implantation. As the embryo develops, a disc-like special vascular tissue is formed between the uterine wall of the mother and the fetus called placenta. This structure is known as placenta. This is formed between the fetus and the uterine wall of the mother. It is vascular tissue, means has the rich supply of blood. This is called fetus. When the embryo develops body organs, then this embryo becomes fetus, and the exchange of materials between the mother's blood and the fetus blood takes place through this placenta. Placenta is attached to this fetus through this umbilical cord. Placenta plays a very important role in providing nutrition like nutrients, glucose and oxygen to the fetus from the mother's blood. It also removes the metabolic waste generated in the fetus blood to the mother's blood for its removal. This whole development of fetus in the uterus of the mother takes about 9 months or 280 days or 40 weeks. This period is known as gestation period, and at the end of the gestation period, means when the gestation period gets over, the child is born as a result of rhythmic contraction of the muscles in uterus called labor pains, and then the child takes the birth. Birth of the child is called parturition. Students, you have seen that what changes occur in the human female body if fertilization takes place. Now see what happens if fertilization does not take place, means if egg is not fertilized. If egg is not fertilized, it lives for about 1 day. Since the ovary releases one egg every month, the uterus also prepares itself every month to receive the fertilized egg cell. Thus, its lining becomes thick and spongy. This would be required for nourishing the embryo if fertilization had taken place. And if fertilization does not take place, means egg is not fertilized, then this lining of uterus is no longer needed. It slowly breaks and comes out through the vagina as blood and mucus along with the disintegrated egg cell. This cycle takes place roughly every month and it is known as menstruation. It usually lasts for about 2 to 8 days in females. Now students, let us see another important topic of this chapter, that is reproductive health. According to World Health Organization (WHO), reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, social and behavioral. So every human being must know about overpopulation, its ill effects and need to control it. Knowledge of reproductive organs and sexually transmitted diseases. What are sexually transmitted diseases? These are the diseases that are transmitted through sexual contact. These may be bacterial infection like gonorrhea and syphilis, or viral infections like warts and HIV/AIDS. Now, the question arises, is it possible to prevent the transmission of such diseases during sexual intercourse? Yes, these type of diseases can be prevented by using a covering called condom by the males during sexual intercourse, which helps to prevent transmission of many of these infections to some extent. Then human being must know the ways to take care of mother and child and the birth control devices that are contraceptive devices. What is contraception? The sexual act always has the potential to lead to pregnancy. Pregnancy will make major demands on the body and the mind of the woman, and if she is not ready for it, her health will be adversely affected. So, prevention of unwanted pregnancies is called contraception, and the techniques used for preventing such unwanted pregnancies are called contraceptive methods. The first contraceptive method is mechanical barrier method. In this method, physical barrier like condom in males and cervical caps in female are used to prevent the entry of sperm into the female genital tract or reproductive tract during sexual acts. Second, chemical method or hormonal method. These are used by women to change the hormonal balance for suppressing the production of ovum. They are taken orally. It may cause some side effects as they change the hormonal balance of the body. Then intrauterine contraceptive devices, IUCD. In exams, the full form of IUCD is asked. In this method, devices like copper T and loops are placed safely in the uterus to prevent the entry of sperms into fallopian tube. Again, they can cause side effects due to irritation of the uterus. Then there are surgical methods. They are of two types, vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy is performed in males. In this method, the two vas deferens in males are blocked by cutting and tying the cut ends. It prevents the passage of sperm from testes into semen. Tubectomy is performed in females. In this method, the two fallopian tubes are blocked by cutting and tying the cut ends. It prevents the passage of ovum into uterus. Students, very important statement is asked in the exams that prenatal sex determination has been prohibited by law. What is the meaning of this statement? Nowadays, the surgeries are misused by people who do not want a particular child. For example, illegal sex selective abortion of females, which leads to female feticide. The people who do not want female child, they kill the female child before birth in the uterus or the womb of the mother. This is called female feticide. For a healthy society, the male-female sex ratio must be maintained. But due to reckless female feticide, the child sex ratio is declining at an alarming rate in some section of our society. That is why prenatal sex determination means determination of sex of the child before birth has been prohibited by law to maintain female-male sex ratio for a healthy society. Another important question is what determines the size of given population? The death rate and the birth rate determines the size of a given population. The size of the human population is a cause of concern for many people. Comment upon the statement, very important question. The size of population is a cause of concern, means it is a cause of worry for many people because expanding population makes it harder to improve everybody's standard of living. It creates burden on the head of the family. The children will not get proper education, good diet, and proper medical facilities. If the size of the family is large, the people will indulge into various crimes due to unemployment, starvation. It would affect the per capita income and growth of the country also. So, size of the human population is a cause of concern for many people. That is why the contraceptive methods are being adopted. So, let us see once again what are the reasons for adopting the contraceptive methods. One, for enjoying a good reproductive health, to protect from sexually transmitted diseases, to restrict the number of children, for proper spacing between the birth of children so as to provide good food, education, medical facilities without depleting the resources of family and nation. Students, this is all for today's lecture. I hope you have understood the topic. If you have any query or any doubt in any part of this lecture, do ask me telephonically or through WhatsApp. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay safe, stay healthy.